to the Cavalier Corner, a show in which we'll be discussing all kinds of fun topics related to student life. My name is Juliana, and today we have our new team, Camille and Carly. And for today, we'll just be getting to know them and having fun together. Before we get started, before we get started, I have an awesome announcement to tell you guys. So we are actually now on podcast format as well. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. There will be a link down below that you can go check out the platform in. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, like, leave a review, all those good things.
Yay!
Exciting.
Yes. All right, so Camille, what currently is your major, and do you have any plans on transferring to another university?
Well, my current major is liberal arts. However, I'm pursuing nursing, so I'm gathering all my prerequisites. I would love to get into the JUCO nursing program. Outside that, I'm looking at KU. If not, I'm probably going to transfer to somewhere in Texas. Who knows? Hopefully. But I would love to stay in Kansas.
That's interesting, Texas. Is there a reason why?
That's because education is a little bit more affordable. You can get a lot of scholarships that in.
Okay, I feel that, yeah. Right, Carly?
Well, that's actually, yeah, I'm also getting my liberal arts and my prereqs for nursing as well. So that's what I'm doing. Transferring, I'm looking at St. Luke's, which is now like combined with Rockhurst now, or ESU, which is kind of my hometown area, or like Camille did the bridge program here. A lot of options, haven't narrowed them down yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm the odd one out. I'm double majoring in journalism and psychology for now. But I am pursuing just like the liberal arts, doing all those prerequisites and general gen ed courses right now at JCCC. Looking to transfer to KU in the future, hopefully, if everything goes well. But I feel you with the scholarships because those are necessary.
So which side are you leaning to? Are you leaning to journalism or psych?
Probably more psych than journalism, just because what I like, well, where I went with journalism was because I like creative writing. And it was a thing that I had to choose between, like, am I going to do like a creative writing degree, or am I going to do something a little bit more serious and maybe in, career focused. So I went with journalism, which I like. That's why I'm doing it also.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just wasn't like on the top of my list. Whereas psychology is a little bit like farther up there on like the top 5, and journalism might be like a top 10 kind of thing. But I do want both of them still. Like I want to do both of them.
Double major?
Yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for.
What aspect in psychology are you thinking?
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. I like a lot of it. So I'm just like, I don't know. Probably I'm going to go with like just a general like clinical psychology to start with, and then specialize in something else, which may or may not be either criminal psychology or social psychology.
Ooh.
Can I one of those beginner's crime solver kits that you can just buy?
Yes.
There's a bit.
Just get that clue out, start.
Camille, what area of nursing do you want to go into? Do you know?
I'm not sure. My mom's a doctor, and I'm not sure if I want to go into the hospital part. Like, I think I would want the experience, like just to taste, like just here, taste. It's me and my foodie. But it's just like to see what it's like. I want to experience it. So I wouldn't say that's going to be my end, but at least I know I want to try it out for maybe a year or 2 years. But I do want to get my BSN, and I kind of like working with elderlies, so I know I'll probably be working at a long-term care facility.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I was thinking for a while it was pediatrics because I wanted to like work at Children's Mercy or St. Jude. Like that was my dream. Which it still might be, don't know. But I've been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy, so it might be ice.
Yeah, you.
But I know after like I get a year experience, I want to be a traveling nurse for a while.
Oh, that's something that I would be interested in too. Like I would like to do that. Or
Yeah.
PRN, or I would do various countries just for the experience. Well, I love to travel too.
I love to travel too, but I haven't got the chance to. I was hopefully going to study abroad this next spring, but you know, with everything happening, it didn't work out. So it's cool. It's fine.
It's not too late. It's not too late. I would definitely put it on my agenda to do it. Do it. You can do it.
I'm gonna do it.
For sure, yeah. I love traveling too. I had a few plans. I was like, maybe I'm gonna go back home in like the summer, and then now the summer's almost over, and it's just like, here we are.
Not gonna happen.
Nope. But it's okay. It's fine. The time will come for all of that again.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a question. Why did you choose to work for student life at JCCC?
I go first.
Yeah.
Sure. You go first.
For me, student life was a way to engage on campus, because without student life, I would only be come to school, go to my classes, and leave campus. And I wanted the entire college life experience. So I was like, you know what? And I was a part of clubs as well. And that's like only a temporary meet. I was a part of the international club. And we would meet once per week. Once every other week.
Yeah.
Yes. Once every other week. And, that wasn't giving me as much engagement as I wanted. So it was Dave. Was it Dave? Is it Dave? It was Dave from the International Club who said, you know what?
Dave Krug.
Yes. Vote for him. I think by the time this is shown, it will be late. However, he was the one who reached out to me, and he's like, you know what? Student life is looking for ambassadors, and I think you'd be perfect for it. And I had like a deadline. It had to be done Monday, and it was like a Saturday. We met at a Saturday. It was like some event that was hosting, and he was like, the deadline is Monday, so if you're interested, you should do it. And I went home, and let me tell you, I signed up right there and then because I was really interested. So more of it's just like being involved on campus, getting to engage and meeting other students, and just offering great customer service and learning about the school. So that's why I was like, you know what, this is perfect for me. And that's why I chose student life.
That's a good answer.
It was not rehearsed, I promise.
She's got a written hand. Just bullet points. I guess for me, both of my sisters went to Johnson County, and both of them were in student life. They were in activities. So they're like, yeah, you should do it. It's a good first college job. You'll be on campus. And I was like, okay. And so I read through it, and I was like, it sounds like really something I'd really fit into. And I was still in high school when I applied. So when I went to all these interviews for this job and all these college kids, I was like, hey. I feel like I took a day off of school to come interview and everything, and it was insane. But I think what Camille said is just, I think it's one of the best ways to really get involved, other than just being part of clubs and orgs, which join clubs and orgs, do a little, slide that in real quick, get involved.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I think it's the best way to get involved because you're hosting so many events and you're at so many events, and you just see so many people, not even just students though, you work with a lot of faculty and staff, and it was just really cool to connect with so many different people on campus, and that really was interesting to me because I didn't think going into these interviews, I was like, okay, so yeah, you'll work in an office, do a little stuff here and there, but no, it was way better than what I expected. So it was really interesting. But I won't lie, those interviews made me really nervous. And like I was shaking. I'm pretty sure, Camille, we had the group interview together.
We did?
I think we did.
I know I was there with, okay, what's her name? I know her name.
Victoria.
Okay. She was in CSI.
I don't know. I got nothing. I feel like
she's a part of Student Senate too. And she was like,
the lol?
No.
Lisa,
there we go.
I feel like we were. I just know my group interview was interesting. It was really fun. We go and we play these games. I was like, this is kind of a nice interview. We were just playing
team games, but they were observing. They were observing to see how you engage with others. That was the main aim. And I'm like a little bit bossy, so I was like, I know. I was like, you had to have self-control because I'm like a whole lot of bossy. So I was like, Camille, you need to tone it down.
I was with 2 other people, and like they could tell I was definitely not in college. And I was like, yeah, I like that idea. That is so great. No eye contact, looking around. I was so nervous.
I think I was more nervous about the one-on-one interview. That was what made it a little intimidating when you have all 3, Cassie, Ann, and
Brittany.
And I was like looking, and I was like, I'm nervous. I was like, and I just start talking. I was like, I just start telling them everything about every single thing about me. I was like, okay, so let me tell you about me. But the thing is, and they're like looking at me. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous, but don't pay me any mind. I just talk when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's okay.
I talk really fast, and then I get out of breath, so I'm like, and I'm also a chair like twirler, like subconsciously, and when I'm nervous or don't know what to say, and I'm like, I really had to like keep myself like, because you don't want to be in an interview going like this. Like little kids. So I was like, and they were like a couple. I showed up like 10 minutes before, and it was getting really close to our interview time. I was like, oh my gosh, did I miss it? Do I have the wrong day? Go the wrong time? I was like, from here, this is my only day off of school. Oh no. It was a nerve-wracking experience. Worth it, but nerve-wracking.
I know. And then I think Brittany was the one who was like, okay. She was a lot meadow. She was very cheerful. Yes. And then you have Cassie. Cassie her face was like, couldn't read anything. You don't know if you're doing good. You don't know if you're doing bad. She just had that face. She was like.
She just has that, like, like she's smiling. But she's like, I was like, what does that mean? And then Anne's just smiling nicely, and then Brittany I was looking at Brittany the whole time.
Yeah, because she was being cheerful for you. Like, she was rooting for you. She was like, okay, good answer. And then she's like, okay, giving me that positive vibe.
I was like, thank you. It really calmed my nerves. I just looked at her the whole time.
Oh, I was nervous about them being like 3 of them, and then I didn't know who to look at. Like, I would answer a question and it's like, who do I look to? Because I don't know like what area this is. Like, they would just ask the questions, right? And I would just be like,
that's exactly how it went.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, who's gonna ask me? What question are they gonna say? Oh Lord, did I answer it properly?
Exactly. It's probably one of my favorite.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
It was my first, my second real interview, but it was like, this meant like the first one I already had the job. I just did the interview after. Which, so it was like just a conversation. So this was actually my first real interview.
Me too. So I was like, was like, oh my gosh, don't sweat.
I definitely like that because this is my first job, so that was my first interview. But I was actually like, I didn't know there was gonna be a group interview, and so
Oh, the first one?
yeah, the first one. So we just like walked in. I was like, oh, this is different. Like this is nothing I've ever encountered in my life before, and I was like a little bit nervous because they're watching how you interact with others, and so I didn't want to look at any of them because they were just writing down things, and they were like, okay, well.
Oh, my first question. Wait, I had a question, and then it slipped my mind. But my question, okay, it'll come back.
Okay, we'll give.
You give my brain time to refresh.
Okay.
Oh yes, now I found my question. So before the interview, did you guys look at other interviews and look at possible interview questions and answers?
Yes.
I think I spent like 2 nights going through questions and reviewing my answers, and okay, if they ask me this, then this is how I'm going to answer, and watch how things to do at interviews, things to not do. And I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, I found an article of like do's and don'ts, and it was like, act professional. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, act professional. I'm like, I never had a job before. What does act professional mean? So I found another one that had like more of a detailed breakdown, and it was like, look them in the eye, make eye contact, and
Things to say, things not to say.
Yeah, be like confident, and try not to like move around and sort of like. I too, with like the chair, I so badly wanted to do this rotation thing. I was like, this is not something that I should be doing right now. But it's like a nervous tick whenever, like, if a chair can do it, then I'm gonna do it. If I'm nervous.
I'm a shaker. I'm a foot shaker.
That too.
So, yeah, I'm like shaking my foot, or I'm playing with my thumb.
Yes.
Because it's like it redirects. It takes the thought process out, because you're like, okay, focus on breaking your finger.
Wait, I had to find something else that would like calm me down. So I like grabbed the back of the chair and just put like my hands there so that they wouldn't move, or I wouldn't move. And then when someone would ask me a question, then I would just put my hands up again. It was like, I don't know why I did that, but I did it. I mean, it turned out fine.
I mean, yeah, we're employed, so we did something right.
Yeah. But it was fun though. It was a fun experience, and they were all super nice. It was just like nothing
intimidating because it's the first experience, the first.
Exactly. Like, it was nothing that I've ever encountered before, so it was a little like, oof. But they were all super nice and kind, and so it was amazing.
They're really kind and patient, which was very helpful.
Oh, one question. Which department, or out of the 3, which one did you think you were going to go to, and did you go to the one that you think, because they all described all 3, activities, lounge, and CSI. What did you, after the interview, what did you think you're going to do, and did it work? So which one of them did you think you were going to work for by the end of it?
I honestly thought, well, that's hard because I got a good vibe from Brittany, but I also was like, I feel like I'm just gonna go work for Cassie, like in, phones, all this. And I think that's just because what my sisters did. So that's the only stories I've heard. I mean, they didn't work for Cassie, but they worked
in the activities.
So they did all that. So I was like, that's all I've heard. So I was like, lounge? Oh, I didn't know they even had a lounge. So, but then I think after like I got home, I was like, you know what? I think I got a good vibe from Brittany. And then when I got from Brittany, I was at school. I was in high school, and I was like in school, and she called me, and I was outside for something. I was helping volunteer for something, and I got the call, and I was like, wow, all right. After I hung up, yes, and then
started screaming from I answered the phone, and I knew it was Cassie, and I was like, I got the job. I started screaming before she even got off the phone. She was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang up right now. And she could hear the excitement. She heard me screaming, and I was like, oh my God, I got the job. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang up.
True. Feel that.
Who did you think you're gonna work for, Juliana?
Oh, I I don't know, because I think by the end of the interview, I thought Cassie, just because she was giving me like the most smiles and nods and all that. So it's like, okay, maybe Cassie, I might end up there. And then it was like a nerve-wracking process of, okay, when am I gonna get the call or like the email or anything? Because I didn't know there were like, you know, when like how much time it was gonna pass by. And I think it was like pretty quick, like a week or two.
Yeah, it was like a
Day or
week.
two. Yeah, it was like that. And I was actually on like my lunch time before a class, and I was watching a Netflix movie, and then Cassie calls, and I almost dropped my laptop. I was like,
I had one of the first interviews, like individual, like I took one of the first time slots, so I didn't hear for a long time. It felt like
Oh.
I was like, wow, ouch, ugh. Like that would hurt. So I think I emailed Anne. I was like, hey Anne, just wondering when we'll hear back if we got it or not. She's like, oh, in a couple of days. I was like, okay, great.
And I think just reaching out to was showing that you want the job. Yeah. Yeah, that showed that you want that job.
yeah.
So I think that was a good touch to it, to show that, hey, I'm really interested. I was one of them who did one of the, I think, I don't know if it was a last day, but like if the last day was Friday, I did it like the Monday or the Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah, I did on one of the last days too. So it was
Yeah, so I didn't have that nerve.
Yeah.
I had my interview, and then it was like a couple weeks going by. I felt like I was like, anytime now, and now, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah.
True.
That I'll say too, all of the teams are great. Like I like all of them. Like everything that we do in each team is so nice and good, and like it's really engaging with students, and that's really the goal in every single one of the teams, is to engage with students and interact with them. So I feel like all of them are amazing at what they do.
And then we ended up working with everyone too. So that's what makes it fun, because even though you're a part of one team, you still get to be a part of all the other teams in indirect ways.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true. It's like fun working for events that even if your team didn't plan it, I mean, you get so much out of like any event that you work with, whoever planned it. And then you always like go out to the person that actually planned it and congratulate them, because it turns out great. Like every time, every event that we've done, I don't think we've ever had like any event that didn't have like a good turnaround of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, that's great. I mean, it's amazing to have that, especially on a college that doesn't have like campus residents, like in the college. It's like, you know, people drive here every day and then they leave, they don't stay.
And then they leave.
So it's,
I just imagine how different it would be if we had like a resident. Oh, there would be a lot more planning to do.
I'd probably be living here if we did.
Well, because then you think you could do like events like later, like in the evening.
Yes. And then you'd have night events too, because I've always looked at other colleges, and I was like, if we were on campus, like if we lived on campus, then we could have like those fire, that fire during October where they have a fireside where you build a fire and have s'mores and chocolate. Fire bomb, what's it called?
Like a campfire?
Campfire, basically. And then we could have like movie nights and, all those additional events that could go on into later nights.
Yeah.
But
that would have been really fun.
It would have been really fun. But still, just without having that, we still have like a pretty good turnaround of people, I think.
And a great amount of engagement.
Yeah, which is really good. Okay, well, this has been super fun. Again, welcome to the new team. I'm so excited to be doing episodes with you guys. There is a lot of fun stuff coming your way. So definitely check out on our Instagram page, be up to date with that, follow us, And yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to find out about more events that we have going on campus, check out our Get Involved at JCCC page. We are JCCC Student Life on Instagram and Facebook. And now we're Cavalier Corner on podcast format. So definitely do go check out the link in the description and find out more information about that. yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.